Hey, you guys, so here is my outfit for the Kathy Hilton story. I don't know if you know what just happened with Kathy Hilton, but the other night she had come from a charity event that she hosted with Paris Hilton and Nikki Hilton, and she was in this really pretty kind of like little girly dress. She always wears that kind of little girly vibe dress. Anyway, she was wearing that, and she goes to Craig's. And Craig's, by the way, you guys, is like this hot spot, and it's very small, and it's like really fun, right? It's been around forever. And so she goes to this, and somehow she gets overheated at Craig's. And so I don't know who gets the bright idea, but someone decides to have her get naked and designs like a toga dress out of a tablecloth at Craig's. Kathy Hilton leaves Craig's and she walks out with Elliot Mintz, and she walks out with Faye Resnick. Now, Elliot Mintz, if you don't know who he was like a DJ, and then he was a publicist. He's been around since like the 70s. Like he used to be, I guess, somehow related to Yoko Ono and John Lennon. I don't know, like as like kind of a spokesperson for them. Maybe that's where his publicity roots kind of began. But back in the 2000s, when Paris Hilton was on The Simple Life, he actually was Paris Hilton's publicist and actually made an appearance on the show. Now, he was walking out with Kathy Hilton. And of course, we all know who Faye Resnick is, okay, right? You guys know who Faye Resnick is. Okay, so Faye Resnick is Kyle Richards' best friend. And she also, like, I don't know if you guys know, but she was married like 4 times. She wrote 2 books. She was known to be friends with Nicole Simpson socially. And she was a party girl. I don't think she is a party girl anymore, but she was. So that's Faye Resnick, really. And she's close with, Kyle. And of course, she appeared on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I actually really like Faye. She's super fun. And she's super nice. Yeah, I know. She is. Truth be told. She's really kind of a cut through the shit person. So I kind of like her energy. Anywho, what can I tell you? So she's walking out with Kathy Hilton. And I guess, like, Kathy explains that the reason that... So as Kathy Hilton is leaving, as I mentioned, she has Elliot Mintz carrying her dress, her little girly dress. And then she is wearing a tablecloth that has been put in like a designer way on her body. And so I guess it comes out, or she does a live on Instagram and explains that she was really hot and she felt like she was overheating after the Paris Hilton and Nikki Hilton charity event. She like came and her dress was like a little hot, which was kind of weird because it's short sleeves, but she said she was hot and she was overheating at Craig's, and it was like either get naked and put a tablecloth on or go home. And in true Kathy Hilton style, Kathy Hilton opted for the tablecloth and got naked and put that on. Now, I need to tell you a little bit about Craig's so you can really get your hands around this. So Craig's is owned by Craig Susser, and Craig Susser is this like, how do I explain him? He's like a staple, okay, of like LA. Anyway, Craig was the manager at Dan Tana's for like a million years, I want to say. Dan Tana's is like, oh God, it's so old school. It's a super small Italian restaurant that everyone always goes to. It's right on Santa Monica Boulevard in like right adjacent to Beverly Hills. There's always celebrities there. And anyway, everybody knew Craig, right? Because he's the manager. So like it's a big deal to like give him a kiss, say hi, whatever, mwah, mwah, kind of thing. Anyway, so Dan Tana's sells, which is like horrific because it's the owner like owned it from the beginning of time and sold it to someone else. Hopefully he kept it exactly the same. But basically Craig leaves and starts Craig's restaurant. And Craig's restaurant, this is like around 2011. So like this is a long time ago. I'm on the show. Okay, that's how long ago it is. Anyway, he starts Craig's, and every Hollywood hotshot, like there's all these cliques in LA of like different, entertainment people that hang out together. And so like all the cliques start going to Craig's. So it becomes like a really good place to go. Anyway, I don't know how it is now. I haven't been in a while. I'll have to go when I go back. But obviously Kathy Hilton is going. It can't suck, right? So anyway, well, maybe it's gotten a little older, but when I went, it was young, hot people. So we don't know, but hopefully it's the same. It's just more the spectrum. Okay. Anyway, I just am trying to set this up for you guys because it's really hard to believe that Kathy Hilton, in the middle of this type of hotspot, would excuse herself from the table and go change and get naked and put a toga on, and like without her bra or anything, because the way the toga was done, there was no way she could be wearing a bra. It's just strange, very strange. And it made me think, now Paris Hilton and Nikki commented and they were like, oh mom, haha, there's mom can pull anything off. You know how it is, right? But one of the things that kind of struck me is I hope Kathy Hilton isn't with the TV show burning the candle at both ends, because she was famous before, but like I can't explain it. Housewives is like its own. So I kind of got a little nervous about Kathy because she's 62 years old, okay? And she's lived a very party life, okay? And she used to go to Studio 54 and was serious party girl, okay? So she's been having that her whole life has been like that, okay? And then you add to that she's now on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and she's going to be, chased by paparazzi, which maybe they weren't doing before, honestly. And she's going to be invited to every charity event known to man, especially since she's a fan favorite. And, she's going to be, I think, even more socially busy than she's ever been before. And you can't but help, if you are a drinker, right? Just regular person drinker, to drink a lot when you're doing all of those things. Because every time you hit a party, you're like, one more champagne, keep going. Also, remember, Kathy Hilton does not have a lot of responsibilities, or at least that's what we've been shown, right? She doesn't have a reason to get up early in the morning. Do you know what I'm saying? There's no I better go to bed early, or I shouldn't go out every single night because she's rich and she has nothing to do tomorrow. So anyway, I just hope that, this overheating incident wasn't, her actually maybe having a bad reaction to, maybe too much social activity. That's all. And so let's just hope that she slows down a little now, so she doesn't have to get naked again at, a hot spot. Now, Paris Hilton, I'm sure, wouldn't care, but Nikki Hilton probably cares. And even though she was like, ha, 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 mom, I'm sure she wasn't thrilled that her mom, changed into a tablecloth at Craig's. And think about if your mom went to Craig's and put a tablecloth on and got naked like that, you'd probably, especially if you're married to a Rothschild, you'd probably be like, hey mom, maybe pull it back a little, honey. I love you, but let's hold it in. And what was weird is that Kathy Hilton said that it was either that or leave the party. And I'm thinking probably next time the better thing to do is just say enough is enough and leave the party instead of changing into a tablecloth. Just a thought.